This is Max and Mia podcast.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Max and Mia podcast.
Hi there, language learners. I'm Mia and this is Max. We're so excited to have you with us today.
That's right. And before we dive into today's fascinating topic, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying our content. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
Today we have something special for you. We're exploring the wonderful and complex world of feelings and emotions.
And to help us navigate this topic, we have two special guests joining us today, the amazing Matthew and Rachel. They'll be taking over from here to guide you through this emotional journey.
Matthew and Rachel are going to bring such great energy to today's episode. So without further delay, let's hand things over to them.
Thanks so much, Max and Mia. Hello, everyone. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Rachel. We're absolutely delighted to be here with you today, talking about something that touches every aspect of our lives, emotions and feelings.
You know, Rachel, this topic is incredibly important, and not just for language learning. Being able to express how we feel is fundamental to human connection. When we share our emotions with others, we build deeper relationships and create genuine understanding.
Exactly. Think about it. When someone asks, "How are you feeling?" and you can actually express what's going on inside, it opens up so many possibilities for meaningful conversations. It's like opening a window to your inner world.
And here's where it gets really interesting for English learners. We all start with the basics, right? Happy, sad, angry, bored. These words are perfectly fine and they get the job done.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with using those fundamental emotions. But here's the thing. If we truly want to master English and sound more sophisticated, we need to expand our emotional vocabulary. It's like having a painter's palette with just 3 colors versus having dozens of shades to choose from.
That's such a brilliant analogy. And let me tell you something important. Your accent doesn't matter nearly as much as you might think. Having an accent is completely normal and natural. It's part of who you are, part of your story.
Matthew's absolutely right. What really counts is being understood clearly and expressing yourself with precision. Would you rather say, "I'm happy," or "I'm thrilled, ecstatic," or "content"? Each of these words paints a different picture of your emotional state.
Now, we want to make this practical and fun for you. Rachel and I are going to show you some images of people expressing different emotions. And here's your challenge.
We want you to pause the video right now and try to describe what you see without using those basic words like happy, sad, angry, or scared. Really push yourself to dig deeper into your vocabulary.
And don't worry if you're listening to this as a podcast and can't pause. We'll only show each image for a few seconds, so you can still play along in real time.
After each image, we'll share some sophisticated alternatives that will make you sound much more natural and expressive in English. Ready to challenge yourself?
Perfect. Let's start with our first image.
All right. So, what did you see? The most common response would be, "She looks happy," right? And that's perfectly correct. But let's explore some more sophisticated ways to express this same emotion.
Exactly. Instead of just saying happy, you could say she looks thrilled, which suggests she's extremely excited about something specific.
Or you might say she appears delighted. This word has a lovely, warm feeling to it, like she's genuinely pleased with something wonderful that just happened.
Here's a fun expression. She could be over the moon. This means she's absolutely ecstatic, beyond just regular happiness.
And another great option is saying she's in high spirits. This suggests she's feeling upbeat and positive, maybe even a bit energetic and cheerful.
Now, let's move to our next image. What emotion do you see here? Most people would say sad, and again, that's totally fine, but let's add some variety to your vocabulary.
You could say this person looks upset. It's a bit stronger than sad and suggests something has really bothered them.
Or they might be feeling down. This is a more casual way to say someone is feeling low or a bit depressed about something.
If it's a more intense situation, you could say they look miserable. This indicates they're really suffering or feeling awful about their circumstances.
And for those really tough moments in life, someone might be heartbroken. This is specifically when you're devastated by loss or disappointment, especially in relationships.
Here's our third image. Instead of simply saying angry, what other options do we have?
Well, if it's mild anger, you could say they're annoyed. Maybe someone's just gotten on their nerves a little bit.
Or perhaps they're frustrated. This suggests they're angry because something isn't working out the way they want it to.
For intense anger, try furious. This means they're absolutely livid about something.
Now, here's an informal option, but be careful where you use it. Pissed off. This is quite casual and even a bit rude in some contexts, so save it for informal conversations with friends.
Time for our fourth image. Rather than just afraid or scared, what could we say?
They might look nervous. This is when you're worried about something that might happen.
Or anxious, similar to nervous but often more intense and sometimes without a specific reason.
For extreme fear, you could say they're terrified. This means they're absolutely petrified by something.
And here's a fun, informal one, creeped out. Perfect for when something gives you an uncomfortable, eerie feeling.
And our final image. Instead of surprised, what alternatives can we use?
You could say they look amazed. This suggests they're surprised in a positive, wonderful way.
Or stunned? This means they're so surprised they can barely react or process what just happened.
Here's a great informal expression, blown away. It means they're completely overwhelmed by how incredible something is.
And finally, shocked. This indicates they're surprised, but in a more serious, sometimes negative way.
Fantastic. Now, before we continue, we have something special for you. In the description box below this video, you'll find a free PDF with the complete transcription of today's episode.
That's right. And here's the best part. At the end of that PDF, we've included even more synonyms for emotions. So if you want to dive deeper and expand your vocabulary even further, definitely check that out.
Now, let's take this to the next level. We've covered some fantastic vocabulary, but here's where English gets really fun and colorful. Idioms and expressions about emotions.
Oh, I love this part. These expressions will make you sound incredibly natural in conversations. Native speakers use these all the time. And once you start incorporating them, you'll notice a huge difference in how fluent you sound.
Let's start with happiness. Instead of saying, I'm extremely happy, try this. I'm on cloud 9. Picture yourself floating on a fluffy cloud. That's exactly how this expression feels.
For example, when I got the job offer, I was on cloud 9 for weeks. It suggests you're so happy you feel like you're floating above everything else.
Now, for sadness, there's a beautiful expression, to feel blue. It's much more poetic than just saying, I'm sad, isn't it?
Absolutely. You might say, I've been feeling blue since my best friend moved away. It captures that gentle, melancholy feeling perfectly. And notice how colors often represent emotions in English. Quite fascinating.
Here's one for anger that's both vivid and common. To bite someone's head off. This doesn't mean literally biting anyone. It means responding to someone with sudden, harsh anger.
Right. Like, sorry I bit your head off earlier. I was just really stressed about the exam. It shows you reacted more angrily than the situation deserved. It's a great way to apologize for overreacting, too.
Now, let's talk about fear with an expression that's super useful, to get cold feet. This happens when you're about to do something important, but suddenly feel scared or nervous.
Perfect example. I was ready to give the presentation, but I got cold feet at the last minute. It's that moment when fear creeps in right before you need to be brave. We've all been there.
And finally, for surprise, we have "it blew my mind." This is when something is so amazing or shocking that you can barely process it.
Like, the plot twist in that movie completely blew my mind. It suggests you were so surprised or impressed that your brain couldn't handle it. It's much more impactful than just saying, "I was surprised."
The beauty of these expressions is that they paint such vivid pictures. When you use them, you're not just communicating the emotion, you're sharing the intensity and the experience of feeling it.
Absolutely. And speaking of sharing experiences, we have something really special for you now. We've prepared a conversation between two friends discussing their emotions and experiences.
This is perfect practice because you'll hear all the vocabulary and expressions we've covered today being used naturally in context. Let's listen in on this conversation right now.
Hey, Marcus, you look absolutely radiant today. What's got you in such high spirits?
Oh, Zoe, I'm completely over the moon right now. Remember that photography competition I entered last month? Well, they just announced the winners, and I got second place. It totally blew my mind when I saw the email this morning.
Marcus, that's incredible. I'm so thrilled for you. You've been working on your photography skills for ages. You must be delighted with this recognition.
I really am. To be honest, I was feeling quite anxious about the results. I'd been checking my email obsessively for weeks. But when I saw that notification, I just couldn't believe it. My hands were actually shaking as I opened the message.
I can only imagine. You know, I've been feeling a bit down lately, and hearing your good news just lifted my spirits completely. It's wonderful to celebrate something positive.
Oh no! What's been bothering you? You seemed fine when we met for coffee last week.
Well, I've been pretty frustrated with my job situation. My boss has been incredibly demanding lately. And yesterday, she practically bit my head off when I asked for clarification on a project. I know she's under pressure too, but it left me feeling quite miserable.
That sounds really tough, Zoe. Dealing with workplace stress can be absolutely draining. Are you thinking about looking for something new?
I've been considering it, but honestly, I get cold feet every time I think about starting over somewhere else. The whole idea of job interviews and meeting new colleagues makes me feel nervous. It's like I'm caught between feeling frustrated where I am and being terrified of making a change.
I totally understand that feeling. Change can be both exciting and terrifying at the same time. But you know what? You're one of the most talented people I know. Any company would be lucky to have you.
Thanks, Marcus. That means a lot. I guess I've just been in a bit of a funk lately. Some days I feel optimistic about the future, and other days I'm completely overwhelmed by everything I need to figure out.
That's completely normal, Zoe. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Even today, while I'm celebrating this photography win, I'm also feeling a bit anxious about what comes next. Success can be just as overwhelming as failure sometimes.
Really? I would have thought you'd be nothing but ecstatic right now.
Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely delighted about the recognition.
But now I feel this pressure to live up to expectations. What if my next project isn't as good? What if people expect too much from me now? It's got me feeling both excited and terrified at the same time.
You know what, Marcus? I think that just shows how much you care about your craft. The fact that you're not getting overconfident means you'll keep pushing yourself to improve.
That's a really good point. Maybe being a little nervous isn't such a bad thing. It keeps me motivated to work harder.
Exactly. And hearing you talk about your mixed emotions actually makes me feel better about my own situation. I thought I was weird for feeling frustrated and scared simultaneously about my job.
Not at all. I think most people experience these complex emotions, but we don't always talk about them openly. It's refreshing to have a conversation where we can admit that life is complicated and our feelings don't always fit into neat little boxes.
You're absolutely right. I'm actually feeling much more hopeful now after talking this through with you. Sometimes you just need someone to listen and validate what you're going through.
I'm so glad I could help, even if it was just by sharing my own mixed-up emotions. And hey, whatever you decide about your job situation, I know you'll handle it brilliantly.
Thanks, Marcus. And congratulations again on your photography achievement. I'm genuinely proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you create next.
Thanks, Zoe. This conversation has been exactly what I needed too. It's amazing how sharing our real feelings with someone we trust can make everything feel more manageable.
Wow, what a beautifully authentic conversation between Zoe and Marcus. Did you notice how naturally they used all the vocabulary we've been discussing today?
Absolutely. I loved how Zoe said Marcus looked radiant and was in such high spirits right at the beginning. It immediately set a warm, friendly tone for their conversation.
And Marcus was over the moon about his photography achievement. But what I found really interesting was how he showed that even positive news can bring mixed emotions. He was thrilled about winning, but also felt anxious about future expectations.
That's such an important point, Rachel. Real-life emotions are rarely simple. Marcus demonstrated perfectly how we can feel excited and terrified simultaneously. It's much more honest than pretending everything is just happy or sad.
Exactly. And Zoe's situation was so relatable. She was frustrated with her demanding boss, feeling miserable about work, but then getting cold feet about making a change. That's such a common experience for many people.
I also appreciated how they supported each other emotionally. When Zoe said Marcus's good news lifted her spirits, even though she was feeling down, it showed how sharing emotions can actually help us connect with others.
And notice how they used expressions like bite my head off and in a bit of a funk so naturally in conversation. These weren't forced or awkward. They flowed perfectly with the discussion.
The conversation also showed us that it's okay to admit when we're struggling. Both Zoe and Marcus were vulnerable about their fears and uncertainties, which actually strengthened their friendship.
That's beautiful. And by the end, both of them felt better after sharing their real emotions. It's a perfect example of why expanding our emotional vocabulary matters. It helps us communicate more authentically with the people we care about.
Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of all those fantastic synonyms we covered today. For happiness, instead of just happy, we can say thrilled, delighted, over the moon, or in high spirits.
For sadness, rather than simply sad, try upset, down, miserable, or heartbroken when the situation calls for it.
When you're angry, you could be annoyed, frustrated, furious, or, if you're in an informal setting with friends, pissed off, though be careful with that last one.
For fear, instead of just afraid, consider nervous, anxious, terrified, or creeped out for those eerie situations.
And for surprise, move beyond just surprised to amazed, stunned, blown away, or shocked, depending on the context.
Don't forget those colorful idioms, too. You can be on cloud 9, feel blue, bite someone's head off, get cold feet, or have your mind blown.
You know, Rachel, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave our listeners with something important to remember.
What's that, Matthew?
Emotions are not just words on a page or expressions to memorize. They're powerful tools that help us connect with others on a deeper level. The more vocabulary you have, the more colors you can use to paint your feelings and share your inner world with those around you.
That's beautifully said. Every time you choose delighted over happy or frustrated instead of angry, you're giving people a clearer window into who you are and what you're experiencing.
So keep practicing, keep expanding that emotional palette, and most importantly, don't be afraid to share your feelings authentically. Your English will become not just more accurate, but more meaningful.
What an incredible journey we've taken today. From basic emotions to sophisticated vocabulary, colorful idioms, and that beautiful conversation between Zoe and Marcus.
Absolutely. And to everyone who's made it this far with us, thank you so much for dedicating your time to improving your English. We know you could be doing a million other things right now, but you chose to invest in yourself and your language skills.
We genuinely hope today's episode has given you new tools to express yourself more authentically and connect more deeply with others. Remember, every word you learn is a step closer to the fluent, confident English speaker you're becoming.
Before we say goodbye, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if today's episode helped you expand your emotional vocabulary. Your support means everything to us and helps us create more content for learners like you.
And definitely grab that free PDF in the description. It has today's complete transcription plus bonus emotional synonyms that we couldn't fit into the episode.
From all of us here at the Max and Mia podcast, thank you for being part of this community. We're so grateful to be part of your English learning journey.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly,
Keep painting your world with words.